Okay, we're playing a league with this Hollow 1 Arclight Phoenix mono red deck. Very similar to the list that took down the Magic Online Modern Challenge this last weekend. So, pretty excited to give this a go. Our sideboard's a bit different from what they were running, but the main deck is very similar. Just looking to get some explosive starts with Phoenixes and Hollow 1s to run our opponent over. Equally terrified and excited. It's a nice one, Kay. It is a nice one. Alright, we have Adept into Goblin Lore, so this just seems like an easy keep. We even have a triple spell on turn 2, so if we discard a Phoenix, we get to bring it back. Or if we keep a Hollow 1 in hand, we get to cast it. So like, either way, it's pretty great. So, we have to pray to the RNG gods next turn. No, my Goblin Lore! Sadness. Tilt. Yeah. This is kind of heartbreaking. The Goblin Lore would have been so good. We'd have like had a decent shot at this Hollow 1. Was I about to concede? I've conceded in my heart. Yep. I guess I'm just bolting the Delver. Grixis Delver is a thing in Modern. I don't know what's up over there. They got Street Wraiths, which means they must be on like Death Shadow or something. Weird Death Shadow Delver deck. Am I cycling this Hollow 1? Just to dig for anything I can possibly do. Shadow Delver, yeah, it does seem that way. Alright, well, the Hollow 1 doesn't even do anything against a Gurmag Angler, so I guess I am cycling it here. Interesting. Ooh. I only need to draw one spell to return the Phoenix. I think I'm going to be... Oh no, I can... Yeah, I think I'm going to be greedy here. Try and return this Phoenix. And then we can fire off this Burning Inquiry. And cross our fingers that we keep hold of the Reveler. So that we can return this Phoenix. Oh no! This is the worst of all possible timelines. Punished for not playing out a land. And we discarded the Reveler. Tilt. Oh, at least we got this looting in the yard for next turn, which is pretty nice. They have to answer this Phoenix pretty soon. They don't currently have a fetch land for Revolt. Obviously, if they have a Shadow, we're basically just dead, but they are playing Shadows. They just have Delvers in their Shadow deck. It's kind of interesting. Try and speed their deck up a bit. Not convinced that seems good, but another Angler. Huh. Alright. Yep. I can't actually return this Phoenix this turn. There's no way for me to have a land and a spell. I guess I can hit Gut Shot specifically to kill them. Huh. Hey Gab, thanks for the raid. Welcome to everyone joining us. We're on this Hollow One Phoenix deck, which is kind of sick. We've already been through 2 Tempers. Whereas this way we can hit Gut Shot, which we have 2 of left in the deck. Interesting. Guess I'm just casting this and hoping to hit a bolt off the top. Who am I playing with in Liverpool? I don't think you know either of them. I'm playing with Nicholas Eck and Alex Cook, who are a couple friends of mine. Pretty excited for it. They both know their decks. I don't know mine though. So I know like the range of the format I'm working within, but I need to find something. One of them is playing the Ancient Stirrings deck, which means I do not get to play an Ancient Stirrings deck, which is forcing me to branch out a bit. Alex is presumably playing a Temple Garden. That is not actually the case, Chris. In shocking news. Alright. No! Ah. So I guess we have to hold this in hand. Because having this in hand gives us the best shot at returning the Phoenixes next turn. Although playing this out, if they attack with both, we then get to potentially kill them with a Goblin Lore. I feel like I want to hold this. I feel like the best chance to kill them involves returning the Phoenixes. Yeah, it's only instants and sorceries, but the extra card matters for things like Faithless Looting. Like, being able to discard a Flameblade Adept to a Faithless Looting means we can keep an instant or sorcery in hand. God, can you even imagine if Phoenix was any spell? People just, like, firing off their Mox Opals to kill their opponent. Can only put them to 1. Alright. That was, like, really close, considering how slow our start was. If we had Adept in play, they would die. I mean, that is true. If we had Adept in play, they probably wouldn't have attacked with both anglers, though, and then we wouldn't have had to block. I feel like keeping Adept in play is pretty relevant for Faithless Looting, though. It makes Faithless Looting more likely to kill them. It's kind of tough. They also have lots of removal. Like, if we had Adept in play, they probably just, like, use a Fatal Push rather than casting the Shadow. It's, like, pretty likely. Right, what do I want to board here? These Hazorets seem absurd. Kiln Fiends seem really vulnerable. All of this stuff seems bad. I'm wondering about Leylines and Dismembers. I suspect I do want the Dismembers, and the Leylines are like a maybe. Leylines are only good against Gurmag Angler is the problem. It's like probably not good enough. Yeah, Arclight Phoenix is pricey at the moment. So the bad cards are like Temper, I guess. Oh, this is my list, Reed. I just threw it together. I just like made a sideboard because I hated the sideboard from the winning list. So I just decided to throw in some sideboard cards I liked the look of. You'd cut Bedlams and a Temper. That makes some amount of sense because Bedlams are really grindy. You know, having some amount of grind against their deck is nice, but I think we can trim. Just like trim little pieces here and there. Something like this. I've not played this deck before, by the way, so apologies if my sideboarding's slightly loose. I'm kind of getting a feel for it, but... Alright, so I'll go first. This hand is excellent. The old hollow one start. Wouldn't know the difference. Obviously they're going to tear it apart with a Fort Seas, but as is life. This hand is anywhere from an A+ to a D+. Cross our fingers and hope, I guess. You hate this deck so much, it's great. Live that RNG life. Oh my lord, Burning Inquiry 2. I think I just want to fire off Goblin Lore though. I guess messing up their hand is nice, but I also don't want to like turbo fuel an angler quite yet. So I'm just gonna lore. Also saving 1 mana spells is kind of nice for Phoenix, right? I'm just gonna attack 2. It's like awkward against Death Shadow, but I don't think we can afford to just never attack them. Like, attacking's how we win the game, right? And they're pretty good at lowering their life total if they need to. So letting them get out Death Shadows a turn earlier isn't gonna stop them coming out at some point. Alright. They can play an angler here, which is pretty nice for them. Means they can block the hollow one. Oh wow. This is great. So we go bolt you, Inquiry, and they die. But we could also just double bolt this, and that's the same, right? No, that doesn't kill them then. Yeah, so we just do this. Good old turn 3 win. Through a blocker. Very easily. Was there ever any doubt? Turn 3 format. Oh. This is great. This is truly delightful. Is it really a blocker if they didn't block? Fair point. Twin should definitely stay banned, I agree. Twin is oppressive. How does anyone ever beat Twin? For what it's worth, I genuinely believe Twin should stay banned. I'm not just joking about that, but yeah, unbanned Stoneforge would be nice. I would be into that. I'm gonna keep this. We've got Inquiry and Looting to dig for threats. Grim Lavamancer. Is that even that good against us? I guess I can shoot down Phoenixes. It's like fine. I'm just gonna fire off this. Wow. This is pretty awkward. Infinite lands. Now they're going to play their turn to go Mag Angler because of our Burning Inquiry. No worries, none to you. Splinter Twin was a deck that won with the cards Splinter Twin and Deceiver Exarch, which basically let them make like infinite creatures to kill their opponent out of nowhere. The deck was really obnoxious because it could just kill you out of nowhere. Like, on your end step, they'd cast the Deceiver, Exarch, or Pestamite, and then they'd untap and kill you the next turn. And it's like a really unpleasant deck to have around because it forced you to respect the deck with like having removal in your deck, but then if you spent loads of time and mana respecting it, they just get to play like a control deck and board out their combo and like grind you out. Yeah, it was like the Felidar combo, both in terms of like how it won and in terms of like winning the game by making you respect it and just like making you be so behind on tempo at all points in the game as a result. Yeah, Twin was much more unhealthy. And one of the pieces had flash, so they just got to do it like much more efficiently as a result. Yeah, for sure, Prometheus. Like, you'd have lots of removal in your deck post-board, and they just board out the combo, and you die. Feel really stupid, but there's, like, nothing else you could do but run into that. Because you also just, like, couldn't justify losing to their A-plan. That's fair, Moose droppings. I could see KCI being more miserable. To be fair, I don't think KCI is going to stay around forever, though. I would be surprised if KCI doesn't get hit by a ban within, like, the next 6 months. I'd give it 6 months. Yeah, Plan B is not as good as Twins, but which is why the deck isn't quite as offensive, but this card is really scary for us. I'm not entirely sure how we beat it. It's really problematic. Guess we just have to bolt one. Which is pretty rubbish. It's like the only way we're gonna race them though. GDS is still good. Generous descriptions. Generous descriptions all around. So we get to bring back one Phoenix. They get to kill my Flameblade though, which is not ideal. Or they get to shoot down the Phoenix. Either or. Like, take 6. They can have a massive Shadow and then kill the Adept next turn. Maybe I just had to kill the Lavamancer because it's going to kill my threats, but then I'm just going to lose to the Shadows. These Death Shadow decks are just so good against like linear aggro. You just can't race them reasonably. Yeah, Modern used to be much lower power level. Like, Affinity used to be like tier 1 consistently, and now it's like barely playable. I'm not honestly sure that I can even win this. Even if I was to like Vampiric Tutor every turn for the rest of the game. Loxodon Smiter used to be a playable Magic card. What a time to be alive. Hardened Scales is very good. Agreed. but it's like so much different from like what we know of as Affinity. Just a completely different deck. Problem is, if we attack them, we just die to the Shadow. They also get to shoot down our Phoenix anyway. I don't believe we can actually win this game. Yeah, that would also be pretty good, Prometheus. I'm just off this game. We can't win it. Like, if we attack them, we die. If we don't attack them, we die. So rough. Especially with, like, the Lavamancer shooting down our threats. We can't even get anything going. For someone just getting started in Modern, what would you guys recommend? Yeah, it depends on all the stuff that Shop's suggesting. What you want out of the format and stuff. Burn, to be honest, I don't know. I'm not convinced Burn's like terribly well positioned at the moment. Yeah, Storm is cheap. Storm is powerful. It's fairly linear, so it's like once you've learnt it, you don't have to know about too much about the format at large. So it's good for like learning the format. So yeah, I think Storm is a nice one. On competitive to cost ratio, it's like not close to the best. It's just like it's just like by far the cheapest competitive deck. That's like actually consistently reasonable. I just think Burn has the problem that like sometimes the deck's just like not very playable. Like at the moment with all the dredge running around, it's a really tough time to be slinging lava spikes, I think. Alright. Let's not face Death Shadow. The Death Shadow matchup just felt so awkward for this deck. I don't know how you ever race a Shadow other than getting like a super busted start. This hand is great. Jeez, this hand is nice. Would you rather pay 2 mana for a Helix or have it be free? Oh my gosh, isn't that the truth? Do you have any idea what you're going to play at the tournament, Nantu? This hand is nice if we don't discard our good cards. Details. Details. This is another Death Shadow deck. You think you cut Burning and Cruise against any Snap or Graveyard deck? I guess. We don't have any more sideboard cards to bring in though, Freed. Is the problem. Unless we want to bring in Leylines, which I think is aggressive. Also, we didn't see Snapcasters in their deck at all. We only saw Angler. Which is still relevant, but... Yeah, I agree with that too. At first, it can be really good just to like have friends build modern decks for you and just play what they give you. And not sweat it too much, just see what you enjoy. Cuts their threats in half. They had Delvers as well. I guess Delvers don't really matter very much though, because we can bolt them. I don't know. I feel like Leyline is not high enough upside against them to justify its awkwardness. I guess I'm just cycling this to pump my Adept. It's like the same thing as last time. I can't win without attacking them. I'm never gonna win by sitting back and being scared of Death Shadow. I guess I have Revelers in my hand, so I actually play the late game pretty well with this hand. I don't know. Yeah, we've got 6 points of burn as well. That is also relevant. Yeah, I think drawing the third burn spell means I'm just meant to attack and cross my fingers. Yeah, Storm is good right now. I think it's a good deck at the moment. Huh. See if we can discard a Fiery Temper and draw a land. Incoming discard Bolt, keep both Tempers in hand, obviously. You know what? I'll take it. Does this mean they die? I think this means they die, right? I've not done the maths. But I can Bolt a Shadow. Hope they don't have a Street Wraith. And then go looting plus Temper to kill them. They go to 1. If we kill a Shadow, then the Flameblade Adept hits them, right? And they die. Oh, we can't looting into Temper because this is going to use a mana. Yeah, you're right, Bobbin. We can still put them to 1, which I think is what we want to do. We die to Battle Rage specifically, which is sad, but gives us the best shot at winning. Obviously, if they have a Street Wraith, it's sad times. But did we board out Gut Shot? This is game 1. That's not great for us. They had the Street Wraith. I don't really know what I meant to discard here. I guess the Velocity I can flash back. Don't discard the Reveler. It is a discard outlet. I don't think it's very good at the moment though. We can Velocity the Adept, which is kind of nice. I guess we can Velocity the Reveler too though. Yeah, we can Bobbin. But this is Menace, which might just be better. Yeah, I think the Adept is better, I suspect. This is so tough. This is like ridiculously confusing. There are like 5 or 6 valid combinations here. So we're going to attack them with both our creatures. They're going to double block the Adept, because otherwise they die. We get to kill 1 Death Shadow. They go to 5. So we want to discard Reveler. Then either the Mountain or the Velocity. We do get a Phoenix, yeah. Yeah, a land lets us double cast velocity. That was my thinking too. But if the velocity is in the graveyard, I'm going to discard this just to guarantee we can cast tempo, because I'm not convinced we're going to need to double cast the velocity. And this like ensures that this is in the graveyard for the tempo. Alright, so we kill the one shadow here. Yeah, we're attacking with the Phoenix. Oh, wait, what? No, I'm so stupid. I'm not used to playing creature decks against Death Shadow. That was really embarrassing. God, so we'd have to attack with just the Adept. And then if they double block, we get to kill one, but they're on 8. I think we're probably losing that game anyway, if we can't attack with both. Oh, you have to assign all the damage to the first shadow? Huh. So you assign 6 damage to the first shadow, and then it dies. Yeah, you're correct. You're correct. That was very silly of me. Alright. Well, same thing as last time, I guess. Maybe. No, I worry that if we take out inquiries, we can just never cast these hollow ones. Is the problem. I know it enables the anglers, but this is a learning stream. It is. It is. You're correct. God, this matchup feels bad enough about me just like throwing games. I don't see how we do anything without Inquiry in our deck, is the problem. I don't think I want Leylines. I'm just worried that I'd be diluting my deck too much. Lavaman for chumping with Reach. They have so much removal though. And their removal's pretty bad against like most of our threats. It's probably lacking targets in general, because it only really hits Adept. It's like otherwise. Well, this hand is great, so I'm gonna keep. Hey, or I don't have that option, Chris. I have to find a deck. This hand is deterministically great. Strongly agree. Ooh, a second Adept. No, part of the problem is I'm aware I'm just like bad at playing against Death Shadow. No matter what I'm playing, I just can't get my head around it at all. It's not even the like attacking with multiple creatures thing. It's also just like, I don't know when I'm just like not meant to attack. Like I feel like this turn I just have to attack, because that's what my deck does, and there's no other way for me to win the game but entering combat. But it's gonna make their Death Shadows better. But like the hands where they don't have Death Shadow, if we're not attacking, we're just giving them so much equity by letting them keep their life total higher and not pressuring them. It's just so awkward to wrap your head around. I've never really quite been able to figure it out. It's probably like the thing I struggle most with in Modern. Or somewhere high up on the list. I'm also quite bad at playing against Storm, I guess. Yeah, for sure, Prometheus. Yep, like they had 2 shadows and now we look like an idiot for attacking. Not that we even dealt damage to them, but... Alright, well... We can't actually attack here, because then they just kill us on the backswing and they say no blocks. So I guess I'm just passing the turn. Yeah, this matchup feels horrific, Bobbin. I don't actually know how we win it. Like, one of the games we came kind of close. But they're so good at dismantling our plan. And then turning the corner quick enough before we can recover. Aggressive. So I just have to, like, hope they don't have a stubborn denial somehow. I only actually have the 1 fiery temple left in my deck. And 2 bolts. Alright. I would like to not face Grixis Shadow for the 3rd time in a row. Oh. You're not liking Reveler in this deck? To be fair, we've played against a pretty aggressive deck 2 games in a row. Which might be warping our perception slightly. I would agree that it's not looked great so far, but... Maybe I'll play Mill. Mill over those Phoenixes for me. It seems like more of a sideboard card. That is a reasonable interpretation, I think. Maybe we should be playing Grixis Death Shadow. Oh my god. I just don't know. Like, I'm being really resistant to the idea of playing that, but obviously, like, every deck we're playing today is bad against Death Shadow. We're just doing, like, linear combo deck, linear aggro deck, linear combo deck. And getting murdered by Death Shadow as a result. So, like, maybe Shadow's good at the moment. This is Andrew Jessup, right? I believe. Yeah, in Unified there'll be 33% spirits in humans, which makes Shadow just not good, I have to assume. Because Shadow sucks against those decks. Like, Shadow can just never beat humans in a million years. Alright, this is nice. We get to return a Phoenix this turn. I was planning on looting plus temper. Now I kind of want to make the hollow one. Getting the Phoenix in play is so good though, and I don't really want to let my opponent get inquired. Hey, Crimson. think we still loot. I suspect so. It's really sad not getting the Hollow one in play, but getting a Phoenix in play is so good. Put them to 10. Alright, this might be the matchup where Inquiry has to come out. If we Inquiry'd instead of Temper. That is true. Sets us down a lot of cards. Maybe you're right though. Getting a Hollow one in play would obviously have been very strong in that turn. Though our Hollow ones aren't quite as exciting in this matchup from the perspective that they have Gurmag Angler, which is very good against it. It's interesting. Alright, their hand is unexciting, so I'm going to Lore instead of Inquiry. Do I want to Inquiry now? I really don't want to make that hand better is the problem. Like, they did this the last turn instead of casting a Gurmag Angler. I think I just want to attack for free. Just don't want to let them dig towards a Gurmag Angler. It's risky because gambling is risky. Indeed. That Hollow Life. Oh, they did have the Angler, never mind. Discarded the Hollow one, of course. Get to block a Bloodghast here at least. Soak up a bit of damage. Lightning Bolt. So I bolt their face, then cast Inquiry. And just try and dig for burn spells to kill them. No, my gut shot. God damn it. That's such a tilt. Arg. And they discarded 2 Flameblade Phoenixes. We went 3-2 Phil, because it was a modern deck, and that's what modern decks do. That is what modern decks do. Not gonna lie, so far this deck has felt like a much worse version of our opponent's deck. Like, not even close. What do I think about Storm? I think the deck is very good. I'm likely to play the deck some pretty soon. What was the 5th deck we faced? It was Spirits. Phil? So I can block this and I take 9. Yep. Yep. So if I don't cast the Inquiry, maybe I win that. But I feel like I have to cast the Inquiry because if I find a burn spell, I win. And we want to know we'd be discarding 2 Phoenixes from our opponent. Alright, this is a Leyline matchup. 100%. Yeah, we beat Spirits and lost to KCI as the final 2. That is correct. God, we want Dismembers as well. This is so many cards to try and fit in. We lost with Heroic Fire in play against KCI, we did. That is true. You think Hazoret is bad here? like... I don't know. This card feels... I feel like this card is pretty good if they're bringing in, like, removal and grave hate and stuff. I'm also just going to cut these because of grave hate. Just do something like... Oh, we want to take out inquiries, right? We want to take out inquiries. So we have to keep in some of this stuff. What's the final card we keep in? Yes, a gut shot. Right, let's try this. They tutored up an Aetherflux Reservoir and cast the Aetherflux Reservoir and then looped Mere Retrievers and Scrap Trawlers. It was something. Shrine of Burning Rage is just such a bad magic card though. I don't know. So slow. I think I'm gonna keep this. That's a turn 2 hollow one. I know it doesn't have a Leyline, but you can't just like mulligan every hand that doesn't have Leyline. They did have a Leyline. No, this hand's good freed, right? Has the turn 2 hollow. God. Alright, I'm 100% off this deck. This feels like vile. Jeez. Self-loathing deck. It does feel that way. See, opponent's deck, they've Gurmag Anglers. Gurmag Anglers so good. All we have is Fiery Tempers. For some reason. What do we even do? Do we fire off this Fiery Temper? Like, I guess. This deck probably gets much better if you cut Reveler for Angler. I could see that being the case, Bobbin. Angler is, like, such a good card. Alright, this is kind of a Hail Mary. I need them to not have a Lightning Bolt, but I'm gonna go for it. Attack them twice, draw a bolt to kill them. We have to get pretty lucky with them having a Leyline in play anyway. Oh, did Caleb have a version of Hollow Phoenix? That's interesting. I could see that making it better. We do have a lot of draw steps. You are correct. I have maximized velocity in my deck at the moment, don't I? So I discard this. I guess I discard at Mountain. Make red. Huh. Do I play this Adept before the looting? To make Velocity lethal? How many are still in the deck? Did we board them out? We boarded both out, so I can just discard the Adept. Cool. So I don't need to, no point in playing it here. Alright. Well, this was pretty uninspiring. I'm going to play another match just to tank my ELO a bit more and get in some more games with it in case we've just been running bad or something. File for comp. What? I get in one more match. I know we're like 0-3 at the moment, but give me comp bad RNG with Goblin Lore. Help! My opponent's deck is better than mine. Please reimburse. Oh my gosh, isn't that the truth though? Isn't that the truth? That's how you went infinite on Modo with Titan Shift. Does Traverse make sense with Phoenix and Hollow One? It doesn't sound like the worst thing ever. I could see a world in which you can make that work, maybe. Do we know why people are so hyped about this deck? Like, I was pretty medium on the Is It Phoenix deck in the first place. But, it is shiny and new. This is true. You thought Blue-Red was much better. Yeah, I thought Blue-Red was much better, and I was like pretty lukewarm on that. I might give GDS a try. Freed, I'm not gonna lie. GDS is not sounding the worst. Right, this is a mulligan. This is a mulligan. Welcome to 18 land decks. Yeah, just turn it into like Black-Red Hollow One. That probably makes it way better, to be honest. Black-Red Hollow One is such a good deck. It's like super impressive. I'm gonna wait on this looting. There's no point on doing it now. Can I interest you in Are you being serious, BTCLA? I can't work out how serious you're being. But that sounds like pretty great. My teammates are on Hardened Scales and Bant Spirits. You're serious? Oh my god. I need this in my life. Have you actually tried it? Is it actually just great? Ooh, Phoenix. Well, this was pretty fortunate. Oh, that's sick. Phoenix GDS sounds kinda nice. I guess you make yourself weaker against Grave Hate, but have I thought about Dredge? Yeah, I'm gonna try out Dredge a bit. It's possible I should just be playing Dredge. I played it in the PTQ in Atlanta, and I was like not thrilled about it just because people felt pretty well prepared. But we can't go Reveler Velocity this turn. We We can go Gutshot Reveler though, which is kind of nice as a turn. Alright. I guess. Thank you, BT. Oh my god. Alright, I'm not sold on the Izzet Charm, but... This is interesting. I'm gonna have to give that a proper look later, but... There is an Izzet Charm in the deck. There is, in fact. Well, we've successfully won a game, so that's pretty nice. Bringing these Leylines. Bringing these Abrades, bringing these Kiln Fiends. Take out these Revelers. What decks do I think I'm prey on Dredge the most? Jeez, that's a tough question. Feel like faster combo preys on Dredge pretty well. So, decks like KCI and such that can just like race Dredge. That used to be how it was. I don't know if Creeping Chill has changed that equation though. It used to be that Dredge would really struggle against combo decks. Infect and Ad Nauseam. Infect is like probably better now than it used to be because Dredge is a bunch of Creeping Chills rather than like actual interaction and stuff against them. It's interesting. Oh, Bogles is absurd against Dredge, by the way. Bogles is like disgusting. Very, very hard for Dredge to beat Bogles in my experience. You want to see an Adnor stream? Guess I just do this. I think Bogles is like secretly good at the moment. I don't know why it isn't seeing play. Like, I think Bogles is actually legit at the moment. Alright. This doesn't have a Leyline, but we've got cantrips and stuff. I think I meant to mulligan once for Leyline. Or like a Flameblade. It's so hard for me not to keep any opener with looting. I just hate having Leylines in my deck. I refuse to mulligan for Leylines. Unless like the matchup feels unwinnable without one. Which I guess on the draw it might be. I can't play Bogles, it takes Horizon Canopy and Temple Garden. And Stony Silence and Rest in Peace, like all the white cards. I think I'm gonna mulligan once here. Alright. I mean, this doesn't need much. We do need a Fret, but I also need a second land or a Faithless Looting. You reckon Tron's gonna be really popular? Why would... That just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why people would want to play Tron at the moment. I think Tron is like the worst it's been in a while at the moment. I played it in Atlanta and it felt like super medium. We cannot play, in fact. It takes Breeding Pool. Tron is the only Stirrings deck people like. I thought people liked Hardened Scales. Tron is good against Spirits and Dredge. Good is aggressive. It's like slightly positive against Spirits. It's good against Dredge, though, I'll give you that much. But I feel like everyone else is hating out Dredge enough that you don't need to, like, warp your deck choices due to it. And Tron's pretty bad against, like, the whole KCI side of the format, in my experience. I just kill the Scrap Trawler now, right, whilst they can't get it back. Oh, there's a Leyline in play. I'm stupid. Never mind. They weren't getting it back anyway. Herp-a-derp-a-derp-a-derp. I know what my cards do. I'm too distracted talking to chat. Alright. Kiln Fiend, you got work to do, friend o' mine. You'd be hard pressed not to sleeve up Burn. Do you think Burn is legitimately good at the moment, Phil? That card's pretty good. I'm not sure these Kiln Fiends beat a pile of Thopters very well. Hey Amy, good to see you. Tilt. Right. That's fair. I might do a league with Burn at some point this week. I've got enough time that I think I can afford to try it out. How am I? I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Had a good weekend. Mostly enjoying Modern, though this deck is not the best. Yeah, if you don't expect too much Dredge, I could imagine Burn being decent. Right, 17U. And they take it. Deal. Now we just need a lightning bolt to get them. This Kiln Fiend was nice. Jeez. I needed a Battle Rage. I mean, I couldn't have cast it, to be fair. I guess I just do it after the 2 Manamorphoses, and that's good enough. Jeskai Miracles doesn't play Stony or Rip. It probably should play Stony or Rip. Stony and Rip are really good cards. So basically just all in on drawing a burn spell now, which is not ideal. But I've got a bit of time because of the Leyline. Also, Jeskai Miracle sounds atrocious. Like, even blue-white's not very good at the moment. Guess we pass the turn, question mark? My gut shots are on the board. It's a bit awkward. Believe they are anyway. Hey there, Barrett. Good to see you. Right, at least they aren't attacking with more stuff. That's something. Come on, lightning bolt. Please. Alright. I guess if I attack with this, it trades with 2 Thopters. But clearing the Thopters out is good for my Phoenix. Take 6 on the backswing. Want to buy Flame Jab. Agreed. Oh, wow. That's a weird block. They're just throwing away a Thopter when they're like meant to be racing with their creatures. Don't entirely get that. Also the old sack terrarium with Leyline in play. Oh, they're playing a lightning bolt. Oh my god. Playing around Abrade is legit, but even then, not convinced they're meant to. Oh my god, if I lose this game, it's gonna be so heartbreaking. Rawr. I wonder if I meant to hold this back to block the Scrap Trawler. Maybe. Sure. Like, eating of 2 Thopters seems less relevant than, like, eating a Scrap Trawler to buy me time to draw into a bolt. Interesting. They tutoring for something? Croc Clan Ironworks. Okay. I don't think that does much here. Just kind of nice. They attack the Scrap Trawler, I trade. They're attacking with a Thopter as well, as if to tempt me. You could get rid of a Thopter permanently. Oh my god. I'll draw the bolt the turn after they go to 4 life. That is what I'm anticipating, yes. That is what I'm anticipating. God, like, previous 12 modern leagues were literally all 3-2s, just like the super mediums. We finally find a deck that can break the curse. The curse is lifted, we are free. We can now get records other than 3 and 2. It's kind of interesting seeing Sai go off before. I've actually never seen Sai do its thing before. I've always missed out on that. It's like kind of nice getting to see what it does, even with a Leyline on board. Yeah, Sai seems pretty great. This bought our opponent a lot of time. Bolt is literally the next card we're gonna draw. I'm gonna tilt off the face of the earth. Sai seems like a sweet commander. Spine of Ishsar. Well, that's a problem. Believe this means we die. Pretty sure that's what happens now. So Spine costs 3 mana per iteration. Can we run this deck back? I'm pretty sure I'm just like literally never playing this deck ever again. I have been impressed by how much I dislike it. Interesting. I guess we're still drawing live to like looting into double bolt. Maybe? I don't know. They get to return Mox Opal now on each iteration. Are they now 0 mana spines? So they get 2 off this, they get 2 off the Fopter, and the Mox Opal makes 3. So they just have 0 mana spines. Cool. Go for the 05. It's actually pretty rare to see me legitimately salty about how bad a deck is. The last time was like Gore Claw. I'm preparing for GP Liverpool. It's Unified Modern. I'm trying to find a deck. Which is probably going to be Storm if we're being honest, but I'm trying things out. At least Gore Claw was funny. we are 0-3 tie. This is correct. Guess I keep this. How many Leylines am I putting in? I think the number is 2. I'm playing with Nicholas Eck and Alex Cook. Ben? I think I want 2 to play around a claim, but still have 1 to pitch to a looting. This hand is everything great about Modern. God, we cast this and we go down to 3 cards in hand. I'm gonna just pass the turn. He'd play all 3 just to never get claimed out. Then how are we ever beating a Sai down that many cards? Right, Kiln Fiend's in the yard, perfect. And yeah, VT, the Goreclaw deck was a donation deck from Phil, where he told me to play Goreclaw in Standard. And from almost anyone I'd say no, apart from the fact that Phil is like my 3rd longest subscriber. So I ended up saying yes. It was rough. Let me tell you about cards that are not standard playable. Goreclaw is on the list. Oh. Nice. Sure thing, Amy. Just let me know when. Happy to do it whenever you would like. 3 Phoenixes. Might actually win a game. Only took 2 sideboard cards and 3 Phoenixes on turn 3. The RNG gods were with us. Discard 2 Phoenixes to my inquiry. I disagree, Barrich, on the basis that we kept the inquiry and that happened. Therefore, you are clearly objectively wrong. Clearly just objectively wrong, because that happened. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the sun needed chop. Alright. I still have Temper in my deck, so I'm gonna fire off the looting. Try and find this kill. Well, sure. Incoming KCI into all this dust. I mean, we have a Phoenix then, so we'd actually beat that. Opponent just said in chat, best deck ever. They seemed enthusiastic about that loss. Alright, we'll play one more match and then we're never playing this on stream ever again, so enjoy it. Should KCI actually have all this dust in the sideboard? I mean, it's like not the actual worst idea I've ever had. I suspect this deck is better than it has looked today, but I would also be shocked if it's legitimately good. I could see a hollow one with Arclight Phoenix being nice though, like actual black-red hollow one. Gomag Angler is such a nice card. What was Oliver playing? I can't actually... Oh, he's playing black-red hollow one. See ya, Chris. Moose droppings. I feel like we saw this name earlier. Didn't we? Am I just imagining that? This hand could be anything. Literally anything. GDS does indeed play for Angler. This is accurate. This is a competitive league. Moose droppings is a pretty common name to me as well. Yeah. I seem to remember seeing it. Interesting. The old we both get triggers off our fiery tempers turn. Playing against Is It Phoenix. Inquiries look a bit embarrassing in this matchup. I'm a Phoenix. It's not a very kind thing to say. To be honest, I'd be pretty happy being a Phoenix. Sounds nice. Hand could be anything, even a whole better deck. Cast Manamorphose, draw Chromatic Star. Cast Manamorphose, draw Scrap Trawler. Alright. On Faithless Looting. on Faithless Looting. Cool. Glad we got that out the way. If we drew into Ritual Parole Gibson Gibbon, we could win this game. We sure could. Bad Hollow 1 versus Bad Storm. The things that this card has done to the format. Trigger my Fiery Temper. Imagine if the Manamorphoses hadn't tapped our lands, we'd have got to, like, dome them. Burning Increed before we could do the Manamorphose turn to dig for things we wanted to discard, so it wasn't super likely to pan out. That makes sense. Are we just... I guess about a Hollow 1 in our opener, there's like a fair amount of justification for holding on to the Inquiry. That makes some amount of sense, see through. Alright. Come on, Phoenix. You've got a job to do. I'm probably meant to have played the Ruins by now. To the extent that that matters. Boop. Yeah, I guess with the Manamorphoses in hand, there's like a decent amount of justification to wait on the Inquiry till turn 2. That is terrifying. The mightiest Drake in all the land. We can shock them, this is true. Ooh, they added a Blood Crypt, so they're not on Merriam's 75. I guess they have a Brutality main, which also means they're not on Ross Merriam's 75. They're like a bit more heavy into Grixis. I guess they added the Brutalities to the main, so they have a bit more interaction with some varieties of combo, which are like what the blue-red deck was mainly struggling against when we played it. Right, Hazoret seems very poor against Thing in the Ice, but pretty good against all their removal. Kiln Fiend just seems so bad against Lightning Bolt here. I think Leyline's bad too, it only hits Phoenix, it doesn't interact with Crackling Drake. Definitely bring in Dismembers for Phoenix, so it's probably these that we want. Dismember also helps kill Thing in the Ice, which is relevant too. Gut shots help us get fast Phoenixes out. They also combine with Bolt to take down Thing in the Ice, which I think is pretty relevant. So, cut the velocities. Maybe trim a Temper and trim a... I don't know, Reveler would have been nice that game. It doesn't die to bolts. It's good if they take the control role in the matchup. I'm not sure, Ty. It's kind of surprising. I just feel like the gut shots make it so much easier to kill Thing in the Ice. That card is so scary for us. Try this. Alright. Go first. like, I assume we have to keep this hand. Because of the Inquiry. It's pretty bad, though, outside of the Inquiry. What if people think about this? Like, this hand doesn't do anything outside of Inquiry. It's basically just using the Inquiry as, like, a mulligan to try and dig for lands. In which case, like, we could just actually mulligan, though obviously Inquiry also gives us shots at a hollow one. I think I'm gonna keep this. This might just be inexperience with the deck, though. It's possible you can just, like, not keep these hands even with an Inquiry, but I'm gonna keep it and see what happens. I wonder if I meant to trim, like, a couple Inquiries. My thinking of keeping them in was I think they're better for us than our opponent. Just because we need them, just because they help hollow ones. They count as towards our spell count for our Phoenixes and not for our opponent's Phoenixes. Certainly looks pretty awkward right here, though. For sure. Apologies. Just gonna return the Phoenix this turn. Honestly, the Kiln Fiends have been really nice. I wonder if the blue-red deck wants Kiln Fiends in the sideboard to help with the combo matchups. You can, like, board out your Crackling Drakes and board in Kiln Fiends against KCI and such. Don't know that I can use a bolt on this. I kind of need to save my bolt for Thing in the Ice. If they draw one. Or a Crackling Drake. And, like, they can just return the Phoenix anyway later. Maybe even next turn. Also, this Ramunap Ruins is currently looking fully unplayable. I don't understand why all the lists have one Ramunap Ruins. I feel like the chance the 2 damage matters is so low. Whereas the chance that you'd, like, draw it as one of your, like, 2 lands and take damage off it is so high. Feels, like, kind of indefensible to me. I should probably wait. I'm gonna go down to 6 this turn. If I wait, then I can, like, make them use up more spells for their thing. So what's my best shot at winning this? Killing the Thing, hoping to draw removal for the Arclight Phoenix, or killing the Phoenix and hoping they just don't have spells? It might be killing the Phoenix. They discard 2 lands to their Faithless Looting. I just don't know that we can actually beat, like, spells at the moment. And we're, like, looking to draw a land. Oh, I'm not meant to pass the turn now if I'm killing the Thing, am I? That was kind of bad. If we're looking to draw a land anyway, instead of a bolt in that situation. This is obviously embarrassing if they have 2 instants, but I'm not too concerned. Like, our chance to win from here is solo anyway. Sure. We're successfully punished. Alright, let's play this deck, like, approximately never again. I played it. I probably didn't play it that well. I probably run fairly poorly, so I definitely think both of those things contributed to it not looking very good, but even then I can't imagine it ever actually being a competitive deck in its current form. GG's Moose Droppings. How's the Is It Phoenix deck been treating you? That deck's kind of nice. Played it a whole bunch on stream recently.